You must learn the ways of the Force. Like my father? No, not like that. That's not a good idea. Okay, welcome back everybody. It's my vlog. I'm Gary, and I'm in Taiwan, and it's Friday the 13th. But it's okay because in Chinese culture, the number 13 is, it's not an unlucky number. Number 4, if you say it in Mandarin, it means die. So we're good, we're okay, we're safe. Actually, I've been really lucky this week. I am buried under an avalanche of Hasbro boxes. Thank you, Hasbro. Like I always say, like, these videos are from a collector's perspective, but they're also from my viewpoint as a retailer, as a business person as well. You know, January, February, March, we had literally nothing.
Bueller.
Nothing. And we were like spending all this money on ordering upcoming figures and then not knowing when they were going to be released, and then suddenly everything just gets dropped out of the sky at the same time. Oh my god. Yeah, so I have no day off now for at least another 2 weeks. This is the way of the Mandalore. Okay, so we're going to talk about, hey, today some interesting news about the Kenobi show. If you type in Google Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series cast, Ice Cube comes up in the list. You've got like all the normal actors and actresses: Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Rupert Friend, he's the Inquisitor. You've got Joel Edgerton, Uncle Owen, blah blah blah, and then you go down the list, and then at the bottom it's got Ice Cube. You're like, what? So obviously he's gonna be, I don't think he'll have a major role. He'll be a cameo, and then like in the Book of Boba Fett we had the Rancor Keeper Machete. I was like, what's he doing in this? I think it'll just be some like random guy in the crowd, and then maybe he shouts at the Inquisitor and he's like, I ain't telling you nothing. Or he's like he's in an angry mob. I don't know. That'll be kind of funny and silly. So yeah, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan are with Deborah Chow right now in Germany, and all over the place promoting the Disney Plus show. There was quite a good there's a clip going around on social media where Ewan is talking about his experiences before in the prequels and how much fun he had working alongside Hayden Christensen for those original movies, and particularly number 3, The Revenge of the Sith. But at the same time, he expressed his disappointment that the fans received the movies. They were very, very critical of the movies, and he was kind of a little bit upset with that. So it is what it is. I didn't like the prequels. I'm going to be honest. I love Star Wars. Number 1 and number 2 were just too kiddish, and there's way too much blue screen and green screen. You know, like back then, I think George Lucas, he didn't really have any like peer pressure or anyone else around him to kind of creatively challenge him and say, yeah, you know what, that's probably not a good idea. I mean, back in the day, like in the 70s when he was doing the original trilogy, I mean, he was married, his wife was part of the team, she was an editor, he had very strong, you know, people around him like Gary Kurtz, the producer, who were the same age as him or older, and they were like, they would give him advice and say, no, just no, don't do that. That's dumb, you know. So, but he didn't have that when he was doing the prequels. It was almost like he just had carte blanche and did whatever he felt like, and no one challenged him. So, anyway, that's a debate for another time. Still love Star Wars though. Okay. The next thing I was going to talk about is the avalanche that I'm sitting under. You would not believe the figures I've got. I'm going to show them to you one by one, and then you can like salivate and get some tissue. Right, here's the first one. I got the Mandalorian and Grogu Maldo Kreese. I can't remember how to say the name of the spider creature from the Ice Planet in season 2. Okay, so this is another you know, like deluxe pack with Mando in it, and he's got snowflakes on his Beskar. Right, next one is, let's go through some TVC. I got Cosca Reeves. All right, looking nice. VC230, in case you want to, you know, I know some people really care about numbers on the back. Mix Mayfield. There you go. His face sculpt, Bill Burr's face on the 3.75, I think is much better than the 6-inch version. Looks more similar to him. And the number on the back is VC229. Got a lot of TVC this week, right? We got the ARC Troopers. Okay, so this one was ARC Trooper Battlefront 2. All right, and he's VC235. And, okay, Lambert Seeker. This is the one I was missing, because there's kind of 3 in the set. So I got this guy, VC236. And then the last one was the Umbra Operative. We also had him on GameStop for the Black Series. Fantastic figure, I love this one. He is VC237. Okay, so I'm just up to my eyeballs in the vintage collection. And then, Fordo. Actually, he's not called Fordo on the pack, but a lot of people, they refer to him as being, he's Fordo. The Tartakovsky, the 2D animation anniversary figures, beautiful. Absolutely love this one. I ordered this such a long time ago. It just randomly shows up now. Next one is the master himself, Mr. Lucas, the Cardback. Absolutely fantastic. The face on this is funny because it kind of, they're trying to make him look more handsome than he actually is. This looks like a 50-something-year-old George Lucas. I wanted George Lucas when he was like super young, back in the day when he was doing the first ever Star Wars film, and he's like not wearing any like a stormtrooper disguise. I just want Lucas wearing his everyday clothes. He's got his flannel shirt and he's drinking a Pepsi, and he's just like, because he's such an ordinary bloke. That would be a really cool figure. Right, so we got George Lucas. We've also got Sergeant Krill. Okay, and I'm making. This is him out of the box. Absolutely fantastic figure. I love this. And I'm kit bashing some other stormtroopers because I want some Scar Troopers to stand next to him on the spinny table. And I came up with this guy. He's got like knives on his chest and grenades, and I put like a little pouch down here, and he's got a black. Just put a cloak on anything and it makes them look cool. Right, who else we got? Oh, the other ones, Leia and the white, was it Darth Vader redeemed? I haven't got those yet. You'd think they'll release them at the same time because it's part of a whole set. And the Black Wookiee character, I'd rather not mention that because it's just so awful. I'm sorry, Hasbro, but I refuse to sell that. Okay. And then we got the archive, which I showed you in the last video. So we got Palpatine, and we got, hello there, it's Lando. Give Leia my love. You give her your love yourself, you creepy man. Dengar, who I've opened. Oh, Dengar is such a beautiful figure. This guy definitely goes up in my top 5, you know, best Black Series of all time. He came out in the red and the black box quite a while ago. And wow, he's like big, chunky. He's got tons of like really cool detail. Love his backpack. Let me take this off. Ooh, I love all the detail on his backpack. It's so militaristic. Brilliant. And his holster actually hangs down really low, like just down to his kneecap. And you can pull this off, this whole section. His holster that goes around his waist here, you can just pull that down and put it on another figure if you wanted to. I love the Dengar so much. This is the first time I've actually held one in my hand, and the blaster he comes with is the same as the other guy. Was it Zuckuss or Forlom? It's just a kind of a lighter shade of grey. All right, so there's Dengar. He's obviously gonna be the top selling one from the recent archive wave. And then lastly was 3PO with his silver leg. So, right, what else am I going to talk about? The new Obi-Wan Kenobi Black Series figure. So I did watch the interview on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't there because he's got COVID-19, so they had someone else like stand in for him, and then Ewan McGregor was a guest, and they talked about the show, and then he held up, like he just kind of just held up the figure and showed everybody, and people went mental and screenshot, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's the new Kenobi figure from the Black Series," but a lot of people have been really like disappointed with the face sculpt and saying like, why does it look so cartoonish? And even Ewan, if you watch that interview, he says himself, he looks at it and goes, huh, this looks nothing like me. He actually says that. I'm like, ooh. I think the only way I can I'm just going to guess that, you know, every figure has a budget, right? So they have a certain amount that they spend on each figure, and then for Kenobi they decided we'll go, because often with the Jedi characters there's supposed to be a cloak or a robe, and then they don't include it, or it's a hard plastic. So they've given us this beautiful soft robes cloak for the new Kenobi, and maybe that kind of ate up a lot of the budget, I don't know. So then they were like, well, shit, I think we're going to have to cheap out a little bit on the face sculpt. It might be what happened. I don't know. It's just something that like popped into my head. So I think a lot of people will still buy that figure, but then there'll be lots of head swapping going on. Because we have a lot of Obi-Wans in the Black Series, right? We've got him from like literally every single... we got the Phantom Menace one where he's a Padawan. We have the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. We have the Clone Wars Obi-Wan. We've got like... Well, we got like 2 versions, haven't we, of the Clone Wars General, you know, Obi-Wan. So if you wanted to face swap, there's like a ton of figures you could do it with. That would be cool. And I still, on my wholesalers list, have not seen any orders for, number 1, the Book of Boba Fett Throne Room Boba, right? Or this new one, like the major, like the key characters. This year, 2022, none of them have come up on my list yet. I can't even order them. It's like so... Oh, God. Alright, another thing is, I found out yesterday that Walgreens, because I'm not from the States, I live in Taiwan, and, you know, we don't have Walgreens here, we don't have Target, we don't have Walmart, so we get our figures from the suppliers from like a different route, and, I know that Target and Walmart are like these big mega, you know, like kind of, it's not a supermarket, it's a hypermarket, isn't it? And they pretty much sell everything. I guess our version would be, we have what do we have here? We have Costco, and we have Carrefour, and but then Walgreens, someone said this is a pharmacy. I was like, huh? It's a pharmacy, it's a drugstore. You go in there and you buy medicine. I was like, what? Why do they even have adult collectible action figures in there? That's such a random place to like put them in. Yeah, so this whole, because there's that new figure that just came out, right? The 187th Clone Trooper from the last Hasbro live stream. People were like, oh great, this is fantastic, that's from season 7 of the Clone Wars. And we've also got Mace Windu, General Windu from the Clone Wars. Where is it? We got him in the packaging like Fordo, right? Remember that one, Mace Windu? So he can go alongside his troopers now. And then they announced, oh, this is also a Walgreens exclusive, and everyone was like, okay, right, palm to the head. It's so frustrating. Like, didn't they learn the first time that this is not a good idea? Yeah, so I just don't know what's going on with that. I hope in the future they can change that. So there you go. Before I go, can someone tell me what the heck this is? I found it in my toy box. There's always a bigger fish, or a smaller one. What is this? You can write in the comment section below. I have no idea what that is, or even what to do with it. Okay? Right, this is the way. And don't forget to stay hidden. Wait.